What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, there's a lot on the screen. There's a lot to go over. So as I go over things, I'm probably going to delete it off the screen or maybe just make it very small just because the screen is very cluttered right now, and I understand that. Now, yesterday we did hit an 8.5x on my VIP, so another day straight of hitting a four-man on my VIP, guys. We have been completely crushing it. We hit another play here with Valorant and with soccer correlation, and this time it was in women's soccer. And what's funny is in yesterday's video, I even said this. I said, guys, the World Cup's kind of dwindling down. Obviously, we have some massive games. We have, the quarterfinals today, and then we're going to have the semifinals, then we're going to have the finals. And I think there's even a third place game that we'll be able to bet on. But, as the World Cup is kind of dwindling down with the number of games that it has, that doesn't mean that soccer is just going to vanish overnight, right? There's constantly soccer being played all across the world in all these leagues. I think the MLS is starting up next week on Wednesday, and there's like 12 to 15 MLS games a week whenever that does go on. And then in soccer here, this is women's soccer. And again, I say the same thing with football, is that it doesn't matter whether you're betting on college, whether you're betting on Canadian football, or whether you're betting on the NFL. Football is football. And the correlation of how football works, when you have a guy having a lot of passing yards and a receiver that has a lot of receiving yards, it doesn't matter at what level you're betting on it. And it's the same thing with soccer. It doesn't matter whether you're betting on the World Cup. It doesn't matter whether you're betting on women's soccer. If we could bet on college soccer, which I don't think you can, on PrizePicks, it would be the same thing, right? Where you could take guys to go over together or under together. And right here in soccer, these two girls go over together because they had a lot of possession in this game, right? This girl gets 39 passes. This girl gets 71 passes. Beautiful correlation. Now, with that being said, that was a really nice hit for us. And as I always talk about with these big four-mans and stuff, you have a 7.5 unit to the positive right here that we go ahead and go up because of this entry hitting, which also means we paid for 7.5 entries missing, right? So you can go through some of these entries that miss, like this one, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, maybe we had like 4. I feel like we had like 5 maybe. Some of these entries are like, we still have to like wait for the players to play and stuff. But anyway, guys, this means that we do go up on the day, even though, and I want to get into this a little bit later, but I talked about some of these losses. There's really nothing really to say, right? We have Canadian football. This guy needed like 13 more yards or whatever. Here's a loss here with these Belgium players where Courtois actually comes out of the game, and then Belgium does not have as much possession as Spain did. And I think I might have already deleted it, so I apologize about that. But the Spanish players, we actually took under right here, and Spain had a lot of possession in this game. So because Spain had a lot of possession, they actually go over together, and the Belgium players, I took them over. So I thought Belgium was going to dominate the game more, or not dominate the game, but I thought the game was going to be a little bit more 50-50. It was not. So the Belgium guys go under, and the Spanish guys go over, which was the wrong call by me, but that's completely fine. We're going to have some wrong calls, guys. I'm not coming on here to say that I'm some oracle that's going to get everything right. That is definitely not the case. Right here, though, this entry, I'm going to go ahead and delete it, but this did pay for a lot of the losses because of it. And on top of that, guys, with Valorant and Counter-Strike, which Valorant has been so good to us, I woke up today with 4 additional setups, okay? So I went to bed and I had this one set up. This one was set up for today's England game. So this is really nice. It was a VIP play. I went to bed. I woke up at like 8:30. Set up right here, set up right here, set up right here, and set up right here. And what I mean by a setup is they are pretty much set up to potentially hit. So as you guys know, I use correlation, and you pretty much have to think about these four-mans that I take as two-man stitched together, right? So we have a 2-man right here with the English players to go under, and then we have a 2-man right here with the Valorant guys to go under. Valorant already hit, so we are set up for this England game. We're set up right here for this Angel City game, set up right here for the CFL game, set up right here for the Spirit game, and set up right here for the Switzerland game, okay? So we have 5 setups today. 4 of them happen overnight with Valorant, okay? Now, on top of that, hit some better entries as well. Here's some better entries. I screenshot this twice, so I apologize about that. But better entries right here, better entries right here. Sleeper entries did very well as well. Hit 2 out of 3 of them, which is obviously very good. This one was a 3.7x, which is a little bit, that's a pretty high payout right there. So cash this, do not cash this, and then cash this on Sleeper. And then yesterday's play, the plays yesterday that I gave out were right here with Dansby Swanson. He pushes at 3, so I know some of you guys guys, most of you guys got it at 3 because that's what it was at pretty much for like, I think like 10 hours, something like that. So you guys should have got this at 3. Now I know he does bump up to 3.5 and then eventually 4 by game time. So if you get it at 3.5, unfortunately the pick did miss because I think he only gets 1 hit. And then Conor McGregor, this was the line that I gave out yesterday on the better play. I took Leo Monster under at 15, and this is a completely free square, right? Conor McGregor needs to go out there tonight and needs to punch Holloway 1 time, and if he punches him 1 time, then we'll go ahead and cash this entry. So this is a 3x that we cashed right here on this channel, again, as long as McGregor goes out and doesn't have some crazy knockout or something like that where he gets knocked out in like the first 3 seconds, which it's possible, but he needs to go out there and get 1 punch. Now, with all this being said, right, I deleted some entries and stuff. With all this being said, guys, yesterday's Spain and Belgium game, right, we didn't make the right call, and I already went over that. And guys, you have to understand that on Thursday, and I want to go to this screen, right, where we're up 190 units so far on PrizePicks and Underdog. You guys see the record. We have 280 wins, and we have over 1,000 losses, okay? Now, Thursday, we have a 25 unit day, which was the title of my video yesterday. Friday morning and then Friday afternoon when that Spain-Belgium game was being played, yeah, we didn't really cash anything till last night with that women's soccer game, as I already went over. Guys, some of you guys like stress me out so much, okay? And I don't really know how to get this across, but it's like I had some people that texted me yesterday afternoon, and they were like, "Man, what's happening? Now we're on a bad streak. You know, we're having like a down streak now, and things are missing now. What's happening? We need to pivot away from esports." Guys, calm down, please. Some of you guys kill me, man, with just how panicky and how emotional you are sports betting, guys. If you think that 12 hours of not hitting a 4-man is a down streak, or that we're like getting unlucky now, I have very, very, very bad news for you. You are not going to make it in this game, man. You have to get your emotions in check. It is crazy to me. I literally had someone purchase my 2026 pass, and I think they played 1 entry and they didn't hit that entry, and they came back and they said, I don't know if they, like what's going on. I missed my first entry that I took. Dude, please understand, we are going to miss a lot of entries, okay? If you think missing 4, 5, 6 entries in a row is a bad streak, I have very bad news for you, man. We are at some point going to have 20, 25 entries in a row where we miss. It's going to be a bad downturn, okay? If you look at this year, this right here, I forget what month this is, honestly, but yeah, this right here is what a bad downturn looks like, guys. Going down 20, 25, 30 units in a week. This is all possible, guys. This is sports betting at the end of the day. You have to trust the process, though, okay? We are at peaks right now, okay? I talk about this all the time, where sometimes you're at kind of this peak where it feels like nothing is ever gonna miss, and this is honestly where we're at right now, okay? We've literally had like 7 days straight of hitting, and then sometimes you're at a valley of despair is what I like to call it, and it's pretty much the opposite of the peak, where it feels like nothing is ever gonna hit. So at the peak, it feels like nothing is ever gonna miss again, and then at the valley, it feels like nothing is ever gonna hit again. You have to tune all this out and understand that we are just long-term thinkers, and we're going to consistently make money week, month after month after month after month, right? This is my past 2.5 years. We have had 4 losing months in the past 32 months. So I've been doing this for 32 months, and we have only had 4 months ever where we have lost, okay? In this month, we are crushing it. In June, we crushed it. In May, we crushed it, guys. We had winning months in all of these months, sometimes bigger than others. But guys, we won every single month. Like I think of this year, we've won every single month, okay? Maybe this month, which I think was maybe like March or something. Anyway, my main point, guys, is that some of you guys stress me out so much with just how emotional you are, and we'll lose like 4 entries in a row. You know how crazy it is that we went up 25 units on Thursday, and then on Friday afternoon, like 12 hours later, I'm getting people that are texting me in panic mode about us losing and us being on like a downturn and stuff. Guys, please get your emotions in check. It's the #1 advice that I have for you. This system is super simple, but it is not easy. And why it's not easy is because you have to get your emotions honed in, okay? I will make you money over a long period of time. The #1 thing that is going to go wrong for you is you get too emotional and we'll go down. I'm telling you guys, there's going to be a point this year, or a point maybe in the next month, in the next 2 months, that we're going to have a bad turn. Down 20 units, down 25 units. And I'm telling you guys right now, as at peaks, because hopefully you guys listen to me right now as we're winning to this, is that, guys, not everything is going to be all sunshine and rainbows all the time, and going and missing 4 or 5 entries is nothing. That is nothing in the grand scheme of things. That's like a normal Tuesday for us, missing 4 or 5 entries. As I said, look at the record. When you join the VIP, you have to plan that you're going to miss 4 to 5x the amount of times as you're going to hit. We miss a lot. On your PrizePicks account, you're going to see miss after miss after miss after miss. You know, we might miss 5, 6 times in a row before we get that 9x or whatever it is that's going to pay all this off, right? This is the strategy that we use. If you're not up to it, then I don't know what to tell you, okay? Now, if you do want to get into the VIP, the best people are the guys that text me and that say, I understand your system. I'm going to tail the bets. I don't care whether we hit, whether we miss. I'm going to keep a consistent unit size until I'm up a lot, and I'm going to just tail all of your entries, okay? If you are that type of person, I have 2026 VIP access. You get all of my 2026 for $99 only. This is the last day that I'm doing this. I will also tell you guys, I'm going to be increasing the price of my monthly VIP. Right now, my month is $47 a month. You can get that as a recurring month. Of course, if you're going to pay that and you want to join for more than 2 months even, you should just get the 2026 access. But I'm going to be raising the price in the next, I'll say, week, probably next by like next Friday. I'm going to be raising the price of my monthly VIP to somewhere in the 60s, okay? I said I was going to do this. As we get closer and closer to football season, my month of my VIP is going to creep higher and higher and higher. And eventually it's going to get to the point where it's $80, $90 for just 1 month of my VIP because football season is that good. I told you guys we're going to go up about 300 units this year in football. And that's going to start in the end of August, beginning of September, of course. And again, we're already up 200-ish units, something like that, by this time this year, which is really good. Again, if we can hit 300 units by the football season, which we've been able to do for 3 years straight, then we will be in really good shape to obviously have gone up 500 units on the year, which was my goal that I set back in January, okay? So again, I know some of these videos, guys, I talk a lot, but it's like the theory of everything is way more important than the actual entries. When you join the VIP, all you're doing is just clicking links on your phone, okay? You shouldn't really be straying away from that. You should be taking the bets that I tell you guys to take exactly as they are. I play these things in a very particular manner because these are the ways to profit long term, okay? So all you have to do is come on and take the bets as I give you them. You will win long term. You just have to be able to just have that mindset, okay? So let's get into the better entry. Again, yesterday I took McGregor to go over and get 1 significant strike. That should hit for us. Another better entry today. We have Paddy Pimblett to go over and get his significant strike. Again, this is discounted right now on PrizePicks. On Better. There's another like 3 discounts today. And I'm taking McGregor to go over 2.5 rounds. All right, I think this match goes over 2.5 rounds. Both of these fighters are old. I think they do not have knockout strength. If you watch a lot of Max Holloway fights, he doesn't really have strength to knock people out. He has a lot of endurance and he can throw a lot of punches. Same thing with McGregor. Whereas these fighters, I do not think are going to throw these like crazy haymakers. Okay, I think it's gonna be a slower fight. It's a very hyped up fight. UFC wants this fight to go longer, and I think it's just gonna be one of those fights where both fighters are kind of feeling each other out, and maybe nothing really happens until the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. Okay, so I even think this fight might even go the distance. So McGregor over 12.5 minutes in the fight. That's pretty much 2.5 rounds. So this is going to be the pick of the day on Better. Guys, you can sign up for apps like Better, Sleeper, Underdog Fantasy, Kalshi, all these different apps. And I will get you guys my code, a link to sign up. You put in $10 sometimes even $5, and you can get a free month of my VIP doing so. My number is up here on the screen, so just text me, right? If you want to get into the VIP for a month or 2 free, I have a lot of apps you guys can sign up for, and my number is up here on the screen, right? So go ahead and lock that in and text me. So this is going to be the play of the day on PrizePicks, guys. We have 2 Switzerland players, and we have them under together, okay? So Akanji, this is my favorite pick of the day. Akanji under 77.5 pass attempts. I think there's almost no way that he gets this unless the game goes into extra time. If the game goes into extra time, then he's going to play another 30 minutes, and yeah, he probably will go over because he'll have that extra 30 minutes, but I do think this game is not likely to go into extra time. So we have Akanji, and then we have Ricardo Rodriguez. And right here, they play right next to each other. And they're playing Argentina tonight. Argentina, very good team. They possess the ball very well. So I think Switzerland, who is also a good possession team, but again, guys, it is at the point in the tournament where all of these teams are good, right? If you're at this point in the tournament, you're a good team. Switzerland, probably the worst teams that has made it so far in this tournament. So you have these 2 players, and if they have a lot of possession in tonight's game, then they will have a lot of passes. If they do not have as much possession, then they will not have as much much passes. Again, they're facing Argentina, who's a very good team, a very good possession team. Argentina's pretty much a top 3 team. And I think Argentina is going to dominate possession over Switzerland, okay? So that is why I'm taking these guys under. It's all about possession, 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 possession. That's all we care about. If they have a lot of possession, they're going to go over together. If they don't, they're going to go under together. The theory of what we do here called correlation is pretty much that we need one thing to happen. And if that one thing happens, then we will cash 2 entries, okay? So it's pretty much hitting 2 birds with 1 stone in another sense, right? When you have one thing to happen, which is less possession for Switzerland, if that happens, then both of these guys should hit together. So again, 2 birds with 1 stone. These guys are tied together. If Akanji gets, let's just say 50 passes, something like this, then Rodriguez will maybe only get 30 passes, right? If Akanji gets 120 passes and he goes out here, then Rodriguez is probably going to get 70 passes or something. So these guys move together. If one has a lot of passes, the other's going to have a lot of passes. It's very simple why, guys. They play right next to each other. So Akanji's going to be passing here, here, here. You know, they're going to be constantly passing to each other. Or if they don't have possession, they're not going to be passing to each other because they won't have the ball. Now, as you guys know, pretty much a Hall of Famer on this channel, James Wood. Let's go ahead and take him again. Beautiful play here with James Wood. He is only at 5.5. I honestly expected him to be up to like 7 or 7.5 at this point. He is at 5.5. Absolutely amazing play. I don't really have to say anything. We've taken him like 2 to 3 times so far this week, and he has cashed every single time for us within like the first 2 innings, okay? So amazing play here. You'll even see that against Pitt, he gets 6. And this was like the one game that sometimes he has missed because I think his line has been his line the other day against Astros was 7.5. So, you know, I have no idea why his line is now down to 5.5 again because he got 24 last time, last game he played, and they only scored 3 runs against the Yankees. So, you know, again, he's been amazing. He's probably been one of the best players in baseball in the last month. So James Wood. Now, the only problem with this entry is it's happening at 3 p.m., okay? So I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably watching this video after 3 p.m., you know, getting ready for the UFC fights or getting ready for this Argentina game that's going to happen tonight. So if you are watching after 3 p.m., then go ahead and take Saul Stewart to go over 5 hitter fantasy score, and this is also a really good play. Of course, I like James Wood way more than Saul Stewart, but this is my second favorite play of the day, which is going to be Stewart over 5 hitter fantasy score right here. But again, my favorite play is James Wood, and even though he's playing at 3, still an amazing play, and I'm going to get this out. So hopefully you guys are watching this video before 3 p.m. Central Time, so you can get James Wood. Okay, so hopefully I made that clear. James Wood's my favorite play. If James Wood has already started, then just go ahead and put in Saul Stewart right here. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys can conceptualize kind of what I'm talking about, right? As you guys have seen over the past week, we consistently win. We have 5 setups today, okay? Maybe all 5 of them miss. Maybe all 5 of them hit. I have absolutely no idea, right? This is how sports betting works. You're not going to be able to predict the future, but what I do know is we're going to be able to play correlated good entries every single day and over a long period of time, as I've demonstrated over the past 2.5 years. I have 1,000 videos on this channel demonstrating this. We're going to win long term, okay? We're set up very well again today. Let's cross our fingers and hit some of these. If we do, great. If we don't, that'll be fine also. Let's have a good day. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.